Well, good afternoon everyone. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm sure a lot of you in the UK are having a very good day after the news that came out this morning. A few people have already messaged, please do an update. We were due to do an update anyway around today or tomorrow, so I thought we'd slot it in today. I've got a little bit of a slot from work, so I'm going to fit it in. Gorgeous day, as you can see. Fishing boats are out. We had a kayak going past. There is a man snorkeling behind us as well. It's your gorgeous, typical Tenerife day today. So if you are new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up as well. We've got loads of Tenerife videos on the channel. I'm going to run through all the latest news for this week, a few of the new restrictions, and we're going to start, as we always do, with the COVID update, the latest COVID figures. They are on the increase again. Not too bad, but they have gone up. According to the latest data, Tenerife has recorded less than 200 daily cases of COVID-19 with 187, so that is not too bad. 130 new cases today in Gran Canaria. They are experiencing a little bit of an increase over there going on. So in terms of new cases, this is as of Wednesday the 7th. Tenerife 187, Gran Canaria 130, Fuerteventura 22, La Palma 7, Lanzarote 6. We've got one case on La Gomera now. They were clear for a while, but they've got a case over there, and El Hierro still has none, which is good for those smaller islands because it would spread quite quickly over there. Vaccinations, we are nearly on the 2 million mark now. 1,978,048 doses have been given. They are working around the clock. My appointment is towards the end of July, and my partner Laura has hers next week, so it is going well. We are hitting the younger age bracket, which I have been reading is very important. They do seem to think the younger age bracket, unfortunately, are the problem, and they really do want to get these vaccinations in for the younger age brackets. Some of them aren't too sure about getting the vaccine. It is very, very important for that to get those numbers down. In tying in with that, there is an article here that suggests they do want to start doing coronavirus tests on the beaches here in Tenerife. They want to maybe try it out on a few of the beaches. A lot of people are reluctant to go into these medical centres and get tested, so they are trying to suggest here to try and maybe do a couple of pop-up test centres on the beaches to encourage younger people and more people to pop in and get a test. Remember, a lot of the young people are going round not even knowing that they're positive, not showing any symptoms, so that is a suggestion here, especially some of the neighbourhoods and beaches in Tenerife in particular it talks about here. I presume that is because we have got a high number of cases. That does point out what I mentioned last time as well, those beaches and the younger population. I'm a young one myself, do seem to be the problem over here. It does all point at the beaches and things like that. Lots of talk about, there is a review today about the level of restriction that Tenerife is in. A lot of people saying, are we going to go to level 4? Is it going to stay level 3? I don't know, it's not been announced yet. I do expect that we will stay in level 3. As another article here does point out, I will leave these in the description, level 4 will not really do anything to the problem. They are saying the problem is the younger generation. Level 4 restrictions won't really affect that. It won't really do much, so I do expect that we will stay in level 3 for now, I hope. I do think there wouldn't be much of an effect going into level 4. It's just going to target the wrong areas. Those areas are the beaches, the young people, that is the problem. So as it does say here in the article, COVID in Tenerife, level 4 restrictions will not stop young people meeting. The professor of microbiology is not in favour of raising Tenerife to alert level 4 because of the new restrictions would not have an effect on the sector of the population that is being seen more affected and more contagious, which is from age 16 to 29. So he doesn't think it's going to really do much of an effect. I do expect that we will stay in level 3, and let's hope over the next week the cases do drop down. Now, the big news, of course, especially for you Brits, is that the official announcement was today there is no longer a quarantine period for vaccinated British tourists from amber list countries as of the July 19th. So when you get back from an amber country, you will no longer have to quarantine as long as you are fully vaccinated, and that is 14 days prior to your travel as well. So if you were to come here, for example, what you would need to do, either be fully vaccinated and have that official certificate on your phone or printed off to show when you land at the airport. If you don't have a full vaccination certificate or you're not vaccinated yet, you can still travel either with an antigen test or a PCR test that you can show when you get here. Children under the age of 12 do not need either of those. They can travel without that. Make sure you fill in your Spanish QR travel form online before you travel as well. That is free. Again, I'll leave the link in the description for that. So you'll fill that in. I think they do sometimes ask for your vaccination number or your test number. When you land at the airport, they will quickly check that, and then you're through, you're in. You can enjoy your holiday. Obviously do it safely. You will still have to comply with some of the restrictions over here, like wearing masks inside, keeping the social distance. Then when you return home, you will fill in your UK Traveller Locator form before you travel. You will need a pre-travel test as well. So you will need to get a PCR test or an antigen test here in Tenerife. They are about 35 euros. So you'll need one of them before you travel. You'll then be able to board the plane here in Tenerife, board your flight back to the UK. Then when you land at the UK, you will quickly show that negative test again as well. Show that you've done the Traveller Locator form. Then you will need to do a second day PCR test for the UK. You won't have to quarantine, but you do still have to do these tests, so do bear that in mind. You'll need a second day PCR test. You can get them online and send them off. They range from about £40 to £70, so just hunt out the best price online. So there is still a few tests to do, but no quarantine for 10 days, which was a big problem. It did seem a bit extreme to have quarantine as well as tests, as well as vaccinations. My mum and dad ended up spending a fortune on about 4 or 5 tests in the end. They did the test and release on the 5th day, but just a bit of a nightmare, so it is a much better system. So you'll have still a little bit of expense with the tests, but not too bad. 35 euros this end, PCR test in the UK, 40 to 70 pounds. I will leave the link in the description for the official Spanish government website, which does list exactly what you need for when you travel here. It is what I've just listed, but I'll leave the link in the description. It's in English. You can read through it and see exactly what I've just said that you'll need for when you land here. I will also leave the link for that official government Traveller Locator form for Spain and the UK. They are free, so don't pay for any of those. There's a few scam websites that will charge you for one of those forms, so watch out for that. Another good little article here. Tenerife launches the largest smart promotion tourism campaign in its history. So Tenerife has done a targeted campaign for tourists at certain sectors going off various history. In the UK, Germany, France, Spain, Nordic countries, they are targeting obviously various adverts and tourism channels via that route, especially as it mentions here, as the UK have changed that new rule now, so you probably will see some targeted marketing for the Canary Islands for holidays, tourism. A couple of other little bits of news here. Adecchi has announced some council aid for taxi drivers. They've really struggled in Adecchi, so they have announced a little bit of aid for them. The government is already talking about extending the ERTA, which is the furlough scheme over here, past September. They are quite confident that it will be extended, maybe for just certain sectors or industries, but it will be extended there. And Germany keeps the Canary Islands on its safe travel list, which does mean we are very busy at the moment. Speaking personally, my business is very busy with the car hire. You'll see the prices at the airport have gone very expensive. The cheapest at the airport right now for a week is 250 euros, which does show the demand has really shot up. Not even with Brits coming yet. That's with Germans, Scandinavians, Czech, Polish, all of those other EU tourists. So I do expect a very busy August, especially now the UK has announced no quarantine. I think it's going to be a busy summer. But am I complaining? Definitely not. I'm sure you guys aren't complaining either if you've got plans to travel here and get yourself in that water under the sunshine. Spot on. A lot of the bars and restaurants are all still open. Some restaurants showing signs of life now, bit of refurbs going on, starting to maybe think about opening up, definitely. Hotels as well, they will be starting to think now, let's start booting up and getting open. All very, very good, very positive, I must say. Although the cases are high at the moment, need to try and get them down. Vaccinations are still going in. We are in the problem area now with the vaccines, which is the younger generation, me included, but unfortunately some people are taking a bit of liberties, or they don't understand that they're carrying coronavirus without knowing it, without symptoms. And that is it for now. I mean, all the good news, of course, England is through. Very, very good for bars and restaurants here, that hopefully we win the final, but the fact we've stayed in it really has given a boost to these bars and restaurants, kept people going out, and it's great for mental health. It's been great fun seeing so many people happy, smiling, cheering. People who don't even watch football are loving it, having great fun. It's something the UK really needed. We needed a bit of a boost with something like this. It's brought people together a little bit as well, so let's hope we go all the way and do win it. It'd be fantastic. I have done a few little vlogs from the bars where we've been out, like last night, enjoying the football, show you a bit of the vibe and the atmosphere over here. It's been very, very good. All the bars have made a good bit of effort, bits of food and things going on, so great news for that. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit the subscribe button. We do try and do a weekly update as long as there's stuff to report. Obviously we did have a bit going on today. Keep an eye out. Hopefully we do stay in level 3. They haven't announced it yet. I do believe we will. Keep an eye out for that. The news does change all the time, but that's today's latest information. Main part being that Brits no need to quarantine on return from amber countries, which Tenerife is at the moment. The Canary Islands are on amber. Hopefully we can get green maybe at some point, but for now we will take that 100%. Thank you very much for watching. Go and follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well, and I will see you next week for the next update. Let's hope for a good result for England on the weekend. Stride on, guys.